Ngs, I'm RSV. Let's talk about the 5 Power Rangers. Mary, Kuka, Tully, Taivas, and Ilma. Let's start with Mary, who is the first one we meet, and their little sister. Her name is Slav for sea. Unlike her namesake, Mary is fairly inflexible and untrusting. While Kuka is way more accepting and friendly to us, the Ark's defenders, when we meet him, Mary is very defensive and doesn't want us intervening in her family's issues, even if it could save the life of Ilma. She is strong, however, and seems to do all the cooking for the family. Mary's weapon of choice is the wand, which could mean that she's a Tector, meaning she's a healer and the medic of the team also. Moving on to the Green Power Ranger Kuka, he uses the TNG. His name Kukka is Finnish for flower, which kind of fits his weapon of choice because you can shoot the PMGs in an explosion, shooting out all ways, which can be defined as a flower if you're really looking into it. But his name suggests that there could be a future plot point where he shows great potential, being that a flower starts off a bud before it flowers into a flower in the first place. And as far as I'm aware, he's the youngest of the family. He again is really accepting of us and is less cautious around us when compared to Mary. But even then, other than Titus, he opens up to us and is more friendly with us than any of the other Power Rangers on this list. The next Power Ranger is the Blue Power Ranger Tully. Typical katana wielder is also an edgelord cliche inside here, but he's not really an edgelord in my opinion. He's more just stoic, quiet, or reserved, and genuinely seems to show concern for his red brother rather than just, I don't need any help, go elsewhere. If he was an edgelord, he wouldn't have suggested to actually go and help his brother. And showing that concern shows that their family cares deeply for each other, even him, who seems to be the most reserved of the group. And he is probably the most powerful of the group too. With his katana, he has done severe damage to dolls and even chopped an ice structure in half. His name is again Finnish, and his name means wind. And honestly, he comes and goes like the wind, so his name is actually very fitting for him. Hopefully, we will not have a tragic end for him, because I believe he is a very good character and a very good take on the katana wielder, in my opinion. Moving on to the Red Power Ranger Titus. He is your typical hunter. He wants to defend everyone, and as we meet him and try to help him, he says, "I'll guard you, you kill," seeming to be more comfortable with taking hits than actually fighting himself, which is an interesting trait for him to have, as he also comes off as the leader of the group, being the oldest as far as I'm aware. He seems to be the typical shonen protagonist, and I really like him as a character, again, personally. He is very well written, and on top of that, feels like a genuine character in the world. I wish we can see more of this family in general, but especially I want to see Titus's growth as a leader going forward, as he does seem very unconfident in his leadership role at the moment, and I think that's a good story to follow alongside ours. But our story also needs to progress, and I feel like too much effort has gone into these characters versus the median story. However, I do really appreciate all of these characters, as they do really flesh out the Kvaris region a lot. Oh, and Titus's name means sky. It's hinting at future potential again, and this is another reason why I want to see his story progress. But moving on to the mad scientist himself, the Yellow Power Ranger Ilma, a ranger with a launcher, explosions everywhere, and he talks so much that Mary has to interject and say that we've all lost him. And well, honestly, I understood everything he said and I still lost him. Why did he blabble so much in that moment? It's not that what he was saying was dumb per se, or unintelligent. What he was saying was very intelligent, but why did he go on that rant is what lost me in that moment. And for that character to have that effect on me, despite the fact myself being pretty intelligent, I'd hope, is an amazing work of writing, and really sold Mary for me as a character and made me relate to her the most. Ilma's name is the only name that is not from a cold region of the world, and his name is Arabic, and means resolute protector, strong helmet, which is an amazing name, meaning we're a mad scientist with a rocket launcher. He is rash, hard-headed, and has all the traits of that mad scientist that you know and love. The only thing that he's missing is that he's evil. No, he is probably the most morally good character that I have seen so far, risking it all to get information for Central City, and even not telling his siblings where he's going on multiple occasions, keep them out of harm's way, but they follow him anyway and put themselves in harm's way anyway. I love all 5 of these characters. They are really well written, and I really enjoyed the Kvaris storyline with them. And honestly, I like them a lot more than Manon and Einar. At the moment, I wish they could be the team that stays with us at all times. Manon and Einar are kind of flat, and I think that they need to be rewritten and really expanded upon, because they really are flat. Einar comes across as emotionless nearly, and kind of so does Manon. I am happy that they've moved around from main character Manon syndrome, and that the main character is actually the main character right now, but please, fix those 2 characters, SEGA. It is really important if you want to continue the story with them. Otherwise, it has backdrops in a world, and very annoying backdrops. But I've been RSV. What do you like about the Power Rangers? And I will see you next time.